And now, Giant Sports Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Eric and Glenn.
Look at this. Look at this. I'm not even ready for the music yet. It's been one of them. It's one of those days.
We're talking Giants every day. From McCovey Cove to the Oracle Park lights, Eric and Glenn keep the fire burning bright, fighting for the glory, no matter what it costs us, breaking down the moments from the wins to the losses. Giant Sports Talk, we're here for the ride. Eric and Glenn with the fan base pride, talking dreams, will they contend? But we'll back the Giants till the very end. Let's go, Giants! Yes, yes, yes! Oh! Eric and Glenn breaking it down, all Giants all the time.
All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Giant Sports Talk Live. Post game of Game 1 between the San Francisco Giants and the Arizona Diamondbacks. And man, Lou, 6 pitches into the game, and it was already 4-zip. 4-zip. I shouldn't say into the game. I should say into Arizona's at bat. I mean, it was just, and it was just a what do you want to call it? The opening salvo of an absolute ass whooping today, man. My gosh, 12-2, Lou. Bray had absolutely nothing. The defense was horrible. They were hitting a little bit early in the game, and then they stopped hitting, and then we had some injuries. Nothing severe. Lee left with back spasms. And then Adames hurt his thumb. I don't know what the severity. I don't think it was anything big, but it was already an ass whooping already going on. So they're like, you know what? We'll just rest him. And it kind of sucks because Adames has been swinging a good bat. The only positive, really, and I'll kick it to you, Lou. Bader looks like he is. You could tell when he is healthy, he is a force in the lineup. And I hope it continues because the Giants are going to need as much help as they can get, especially with Ramos out of the lineup. Anyways, Lou, I know you were watching. You had a lot of sports going on today. So what'd you think of the game?
Well, there were 3 games I was interested tonight. One was Game 7 in NHL. Went to overtime, an amazing game. Nothing like playoff hockey. Opening of the NBA Western Finals. I'm a little intrigued because I have San Antonio to win it at 60-1. An unbelievable performance. Something that if you haven't seen Wemby, he was amazing. Young kid, nobody cares about Steph and the Warriors anymore. It's all about these 2 teams because they're young, athletic, they play defense. And then, of course, there was the dud of the night, the Giants. And, I don't know if the chat knows, there is a thing in TV, Eric, called pitcher and pitcher. So on a TV, you can actually have a game up in the right corner as well as your main game. I know a lot of guys in the chat are saying, what the hell is Lou talking about? It was over before it began. And if you listen to the morning show today, I keep trying to tell you guys that Arizona's pitcher, Gallen, is a much different pitcher at home. You guys keep thinking, you look ahead, and I don't understand why you guys think it's sort of a gimme after we played the A's. Arizona's ahead of us. They're a better team. They're young. They can hit. And, I think the big problem that's starting to haunt us is our starting pitching. I think we're very lucky we have Roop and McDonald. We keep saying that, and Eric's been saying that all year. And then the way it ended, my God, I thought maybe I forgot to push mute. There were so many ambulances taking the wounded to the room. And it's another thing where, what are you going to do? Again, I mentioned this before. Nobody really talked about it. Obviously, Kruko must have been listening to Giant Sports Talk Live because he said the same thing, that after you play the Dodgers and you play the A's, even though the A's aren't in Oakland anymore, it's still a rivalry. Today was going to be a tough game. In fact, Kruko and Kipe said so much, oh, my God, they got in at 11 o'clock last night. 11 o'clock? Are you kidding me? That means nothing.
Especially when you got a 6:40 start.
Yeah, it's a 6:40 start and the flight's a couple hours. Come on. Stop with the excuses already. And then I see people in the chat. People are happy. I thought the game was complete disaster. Complete disaster, all the thing. I don't give a you-know-what that Eldridge got 2 hits. The first one I'll give. The second one, who cares? They were down 12-2. It meant nothing. The only thing I thought of at the end is where was Koss, our boy, so he could have pitched maybe the 8th and 9th inning. But one of those things, I'm really worried about Ray because this is, we talked about this yesterday's show. He's not pitching into the 5th or the 6th inning. He's just not doing his job. And for being a number 2 pitcher on this team, he needs to step up. It's a contract year. I expect more. And today he had no control at all. So I just wanted to, bring it up. And, it's bad. I know the good news, Webb is going to have 1 start in AAA. I don't think it will matter, but I think, the Giants need to stay healthy. I didn't like that we had a backup catcher playing 2 different positions. Our infield was in the outfield. I mean, come on. Are you kidding me? So, but I think you remember a great point. The real positive is Bader. Since he's come off the DL, he's actually hitting. And Eric, we talked about some of these guys getting hot, like Devers and all that. But the thing about Bader is his at-bats are loud.
Yeah, they are. He's getting loud contact.
Loud. He's making solid contact. He's all over the place. So it's one of those things where, if he can come around, and plus I like him in the bottom of the lineup. I don't want him leading off, and we talked about this. You got to have guys in the top, middle, and the bottom of the lineup, or you got nothing. So, overall, I thought Bader pitched good, and, it was one of those things. What about you, Eric?
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what's most disappointing, and I know the chat was talking about it yesterday, talking about the Giants are back. This is why I wait. You got to wait. And look, and just because they got their asses whooped today, 12-2, doesn't mean they can't still come back and win the series, right? We don't know yet. But this is what I'm saying. This is the issue that I have with the Giants. You carry that momentum of winning 2 in Sacramento, and especially yesterday. I mean, it was a big win. Carry that momentum forward. And they couldn't do that. I mean, I don't know what happened, man. You talked about Ray. He was absolutely horrendous. I mean, you got the defense was bad. You got the pitcher who doesn't cover first base. I mean, it's like, what are you doing, man? Come on. This is the big leagues. You got to do that stuff. And look, yeah, the game was out of hand, but damn, don't go out there and embarrass yourself. This is the part that I don't like about the Giants. It's that, and I think there's a few people said that in the chat. I talked about just inconsistency, but people talk about the consistent inconsistencies. And that's the part that just stinks. You go out there, you rip off 2 or 3 off, and then you lose 2 or 3. And then it's a constant back and forth, and you're gaining no ground, right? Now you're back down to 8 under. How long has the Giants been 8 under? Between 8 and 9 under, that's where they've been stuck for the last, 2 weeks? No, about
probably
a week.
2-3 weeks. I think since like May 1st, it seems like.
I mean, it got all the way up to 9 at one time, and it's like, come on, guys, if you're going to do something, well, you better get your crap together. Now, look, I understand there's certain pitchers may not be on, whatever, but man, when your whole team is failing out there, it doesn't look good. And you talked about the lineup, and look, the lineup is what it is. It sucks the way they have it as far as having infielders in the outfield and catchers in the infield and the outfield. I mean, it's just they're really trying to piece this together the best they can, but it just doesn't seem like it's
sticky.
It doesn't seem optimal. How about that? Let's use that word. It's not optimal. Sure, it may or may not work, but my goodness, man, it's when you got a performance like that out there, yeah, It sucks. D-Shot talking about Eldridge. Yeah, it was nice to see you give him 2 hits. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But, I mean, hey, at least he's batting on the interstate now. He got off the dirt road, and now he's on the interstate. And look, hey, as long as he's out there producing. But here's the problem, D-Shot. You think he's in that lineup tomorrow? Be honest, D-Shot, you think he's in that lineup tomorrow? And Alive, no, it is not time to sell yet. Come on, guys, simmer down. This isn't the time to sell. The time to sell is at the deadline, because right now you're not going to get anything. Even from Arise, you ain't going to get anything. You got to let teams bid against each other so you can get the best prospects back. You don't trade in the middle of May. It just doesn't happen. Wait until the end of July, and then we go from there. It's to sit there and talk about trading at this time is just it's
it would
premature.
Be pennies on the dollar.
Exactly, 100%. So just wait it out. There's a time, right? That they have a trade deadline for a reason. So let's go ahead and make sure you take advantage of that. If you want to keep them, you keep them, whatever. But if you're going to sell, you're going to have to wait. Again, you want the biggest bang for your buck when guys are going to be traded away. So, again, it's too early, and I see people talking about trading Ray. Well, right now, where do you think Ray's stock is right now? It's not that good. You talked about it, Lou. He's not getting deep into the games. He's got issue with command. And I'm just saying, man, let's see what happens. He may not be trade worthy with. Orange Man, hey, what's up, Caesar, man? Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you. Appreciate that.
You know, Eric, what was funny is, I don't know if you were listening to the whole game. Kruk and Kipe were talking about how they've never seen a crowd so small.
Oh, yeah, there wasn't very many people in there.
Why would you go to see a team like the Giants?
Nah,
you know,
true.
That's all I'm saying. You know, it's a Monday. It
was
a
Monday.
80 degrees. You know, so we'll see. You know, but they were like, oh, my God, I can't believe the crowd's so bad. The way the Giants are playing, unless they have a giveaway, that's how it's going to be at Oracle. You know, because this team tonight was sort of like everything sort of fell apart. And you can't have that. Now,
right.
The one thing, too, it is, you know, 8th game straight. Well, it's 11 straight games in a row, but 8 games of a road trip. You could see they're sort of tired. They, you know, so what they got to do is really dig in deep and make sure they don't get swept, because then the whole entire road trip is a waste. They need to come back tomorrow. They need Root to step up, and they need to, you know, win tomorrow. You don't want the pressure, especially getaway day, to come back, you know, where, oh my God, you know, it's one of those things. So I just think it's one of those things. Yeah. Armand, Bob Nightingale hasn't been right about anything. I think I'd be more.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. He says per Bob Nightingale.
And them, you know,
Lee
if Alex
expected to miss
Susan
tomorrow. Adamas has a bruised thumb and is questionable. That's his throwing hand. Ray is scheduled to make his next start. Yeah, because he got hit in a thigh, quad, whatever. Robert says, gentlemen, look, we'll get more into this because I want to do tail of the tape. By the way, Aaron, that's great. So tomorrow, Casey's in center field, Chapman behind the dish, and Rafi at shortstop. That's pretty good, dude. That's pretty good. Does Bader lead off tomorrow? Maybe, if Lee is out. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But
going against a righty.
Would you have taken out Ray? No, you can't. You can, that's the problem, Robert. You can't, because you got to have him eat innings. Otherwise, the bullpen is going to look. The bullpen has been rode hard, and you can't keep doing that unless you want your bullpen to be totally ineffective in July. He's got to go out there and give as much innings as possible. Once it got out of hand, does it even matter? Honestly, it didn't matter. Once it got up to freaking 5-1 or 5-2. Actually, no, 7-2, something like that. And then forget about it. Right? He's got to go get, if anything, he's got to save the pin. And then once he got hit by the pitch, then it was just done.
Again, he went 4 1/3. It was only 84 pitches. It wasn't like he was.
That's
90,
ridiculous,
95.
man. And that's ridiculous for 4 innings. That's just.
And that's been the Giants' biggest problem. I think the greatest thing about McDonald is for 80 pitches, he's getting to the 6th, 7th inning. Roop sometime to the 6th, but everybody else is not doing it. And that's the biggest problem.
Yesterday, Hauser,
Hauser.
I
Yeah.
mean, he was 70
61
pitches and he
going
was
into the sixth.
into the sixth with 70
Yeah.
pitches. So
They need that. This bullpen
I
only
know.
has so much. So
Correct.
all right,
And
let's
it's
get to the tail of the tape.
yeah, let's
We'll
do
go
tail of
over
the tape.
this
You can't
horrible
you
thing.
just can't blow up. We've seen this too much as Giants fans. All right, let's do this.
And now, today's Giants in Review on Giants Sports Talk Live.
Drive into center field.
Got him.
All right, there's tail of the tape, 12-2. My God. Real quick, I'm going to get to Anthony. You can't pitch 6 guys every game. It happened to the Mets last year. Pin ran out of gas. That's happened with the Giants the last few years, right, Lou? It's been the same thing with the Giants, man. The bullpen gets blown up.
By August 1st, we don't have a bullpen left. We're just bringing guys up trying to fill the innings.
And you can't do that. Exactly. Let's look at it again. 12-2, man. Whew. Not much tape to really look at. The 3 errors. Look at that. Giants 2 runs on 8 hits, 3 errors. Arizona 12 hits on 16 hits. 12 runs on 16 hits, no errors. Winner is Gallen, loser is Ray. As you said in the green room, he's getting close to 4.3 ERA. It wasn't that long ago he was sub 3. Now he's up above 4, and he's 3-6 on the season. Here we go. Lee led off. I had 1 hit. Brennan had a hit. Arise went 0-4 today. Gilbert 0-4 came in later in the game. Schmidt was 1-for-4 with 1 strikeout. Devers is 0-4 with a strikeout. Adames 1-for-1 with a walk, an RBI, and a run scored. Ones across the board for Adames without striking out, which is nice.
Yeah, his 4th homer of the year.
Yeah, I know. He crunched that one too, man. He did not miss it. And look, and you said it, man. His batting average is climbing up. He's up at 238 now, which is nice to see.
40 points in the last this month.
Rodriguez was 0-4. Chapman was 0-4. Eldridge had 2 hits, which is nice to see. Bader had 2 hits. Again, that average is starting to climb again because he started the season hurt, and that's going to affect the way he was playing initially. Now it looks like he's healthy, and he's, as you said, he's swinging that bat pretty damn good, man. He is. So let's see if he can continue this because the Giants are going to need him. And again, especially down lower in the lineup. Supposedly he likes to bat 9th, which is good. You know, kind of set it up for the guys at the top of the order. So, but they have him batting 8th, which is just as good. Again, Haas 0-for-3. 1-for-5 with runners in scoring position. Not very many opportunities. Ray again 4 1/3. 11 hits. 11 hits, 9 earned,
9
2 walks, 9 times. Again, 9 times, and only 1 strikeout. And the home run ball, dude, the guy gives up freaking long balls every time. Every time. You could set your clock by it. There's going to be a home run sometime. You just hope that the bases are clear. Brubaker came in for an inning and 2/3, and he wasn't that good. He gave up 3 hits, 1 earned run. One of them was unearned. That was the one that was hit down the line, and that's when Casey Schmidt should have played the carom rather than try to chase it because they got past him, and now he's just running after the ball. There was no way he was going to that. He should have just. And
you got to remember Brubaker. Brubaker, the grounder, the first. Go to first. Go to first. Go to first. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
man. I forgot.
What the hell you doing, dude? Cover first base, man. Come on. And then Baruki came in for 2 innings, only gave up 2 hits, but didn't allow any runs. So, and that was it as far as the pitching is concerned. It was nice. They only had to use 2 pitchers. That's I guess the good thing out of that. Man, it's brutal. And I see people talking about, having Schmidt play in the outfield and everything, but my gosh, you got to have his back. And this is the problem. This is the problem with the current roster construction. If you want to keep Eldridge on the team and you want to get him playing time, well, you're going to have to play Schmidt in the outfield. Or he's going to be a shortstop, or he's going to be third base. But that's not going to happen very often. I'm sorry, but Adames and Chapman, those are the guys who are going to get majority of your playing time at those positions. So outfield right now, there's an opening in the outfield because of Ramos. But do you really want these guys? And here's the thing: is it nice to have guys that can play multiple positions? Sure, but is that something that you want to do? Is that a practice that you want to always partake in? I don't think so. I mean, sometimes it works, sometimes it don't, but it just seems weird.
Yeah, and the thing is, they'll probably give Brennan a start on Wednesday, getaway day, because we're off on Thursday. You got to play him, or why'd you bring him up? Considering he is an outfielder and you are short an outfielder, give him a start. And I know we're going against a righty tomorrow, who's had a real start, but has been pretty effective. I think his last 3 starts, 5 hits, 1 run, 3 hits, 1 run, and like 6 hits and 2 runs. So they're going to need to make contact. But here's the thing. If you don't play Casey, then really you have 1 hitter, Arias. That's it. Now, if Adames is taking the day off, you got to have both of them. You cannot have one of them sit unless you have everybody else. Then you're just almost sacrificing everything. I think today, if I was more important, another thing that really stuck out, and again, I never thought I'd be saying this, but our catching situation defensively is lacking.
It's suffering.
I know we can hit, but
he
it's
winged
really
that ball,
suffering.
man. Haas winged
And
that
this
ball.
this is now 3 games when guys steal. And again, it doesn't matter which catcher is. The ball veers to the right. Like yesterday, Arias had to make an incredible catch that didn't go to center field and then tried to make a tag. And the ball is being thrown, so the guy at second doesn't have a chance to catch it and apply the tag. You're almost having the second baseman go and then try to find the player and tag. These guys are too good. So it's to me, that was it. And then I thought just the errors overall. It wasn't just 1 error. There was actually about 5, but we only got credited with 3. And today was sort of like a circus out there defensively.
It was. It's almost like they forgot to know how to play the game, and it's rough, man. Hey, our good friend Cliff down in San Diego, right, Cliff? Giants allowed 4 runs on 6 pitches. All these years watching Giants baseball, they still find new ways to amaze me. Yeah, that's been a lot of that, honestly, Cliff. The beginning of the season, there's been a lot of that where you're like, they're making history in how bad they are. Come on, you can't do that. They're going to have to figure something out here. And maybe they don't. Maybe, Lou, this may just be one of those years where it's a wash. Right? Yeah. It could be.
I haven't been watching Arizona, man. But, their top of the lineup is consistent. They've been around. People keep forgetting how good Marte is. He's good. Last year he batted like 328. He's always solid. And then Carroll is finally healthy. If you guys remember, 2 years ago, he was Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
And now he's healthy. The guy can swing. He's batting 284 now. So, again, Arenado. It's sort of funny how they say some people have your number. There's like probably 3 guys when I think of Arizona. Goldschmidt, who thank God is no longer with us. Arenado. There's another.
Arenado's been a giant killer forever. It's
forever.
Funny because I was looking at the lineup earlier today around 3 p.m., somewhere around there. And I was looking at the matchups and I saw the numbers that Arenado had on Ray. And I'm like, this is not going to be good.
Yeah, it was like 7 for his last 11.
Oh, something he's batting like 400. He's got like over 1,000 OPS against them. And lo and behold, what happens? 2 base hit before you even come freaking sit on the couch. Arizona had 2 guys standing on first and second. And then you had the misplay by Chapman at third. So now you got the bases loaded, and here comes Arenado.
And was it the first pitch, if I remember? Was it the first pitch to him?
It might have been. I think so.
It was either the first or second, and it was a no-doubter.
It was a cranker, dude. He cranked that thing, and I'm just like, are you kidding me, man? And then it was just a hit parade after that. Base hit to right, base hit to right, base hit to right, base hit up the middle, base hit to left. They were just clobbering him. And then that ball that went out to center field, they thought it might have hit that little metal, and it might have, because I thought Bader may have had it. And then that was what, a triple. And I'm like, good Lord, man. It's just, again, poorly played baseball by the Giants. And if you want to say they deserve to lose, today they deserve to lose because of the way that they just played. Now, tomorrow, maybe it's a different day. Maybe they come out and actually play some better baseball and can get a damn win. It doesn't look, just because you lose the first one doesn't mean you can't come back and win the series. But man, I don't like the type of baseball that they're playing, with the simple fact that they just cannot carry that momentum. What's wrong with having a little 3 or 4 run game? Come on, or 3 or 4 winning in a row, and then come on. All right, here's I saw what Armand was talking about. Oh, dude, that's a fact. Alex Pavlovich reposted again. This is Justice De Los Santos. Tony Vitello said Jung-Hoo Lee will likely be down for tomorrow, so it'd be interesting. Now you got two of your starting 3 are down. So I'm guessing we'll probably see Gilbert out there in right field tomorrow. That's my guess. Vitello also said this grounded that hit Adames' thumb. He labeled it as a contusion. You'll see where he's at tomorrow. So again, I mean, we might see. Oh my gosh. We'll probably see Gilbert in right, Bader in center, Rodriguez in left, and then Schmidt at shortstop. That's my guess.
Schmidt at shortstop.
Yeah, I think that's how it's going to roll, unless they put Haas out in left field again and have Justice behind the plate. I don't know. I think it's going to be. I would rather have Susak. I don't think it's going to be Brennan. I think they're going to put Rodriguez. Wait, who's starting tomorrow? Lou, but you have that by chance? Who's starting for the?
Yeah, it is. I know it's a righty, so let me just take a look.
So they may play D-Shot. You may be right. They may play Brennan tomorrow. If it's I don't know. Maybe, who knows? I don't know. Man.
Nelson. He's a righty.
Ryan Nelson.
Ryan Nelson.
And then Roop will say at least Roop is going tomorrow. The only thing is Roop's last outing. I hope he does.
And then his last 3 games at Texas, 7 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs. The game before that at home, 6 2/3, 2 hits, 1 run against the Mets. And then he pitched at Chicago, where, Chicago is one of the best teams.
Yeah.
5 2/3, 4 hits, 1 run.
He's not giving up a whole lot of hits.
It's not going to be easy. No.
Wow. Arias will be at second base. They pulled him out today because it was blown out. So
he had a nice sacrifice fly.
He did
the RBI there and got the ball up, and
he gave it a good go there. It just wasn't enough. But so that's probably what we see tomorrow, right? Maybe I think that's my guess. Susak will be behind the plate. So right around the horn, you got going from left to right. You got Rodriguez, Bader, and Gilbert. Then in the infield, you got Chapman, Schmidt, Arise, and Devers. And behind the plate, you're going to have Susak. That's what I'm guessing. And then what is it? Another 6:40 start?
Let's see.
I'm guessing it is.
Yeah,
I think
6:40.
And then Wednesday, I don't know. Wednesday's a lot. Then they have a day off after that, right? Which is nice.
Yeah. And then Wednesday, 12:40.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah, which is nice. And
then they come
Maui
back home
against Kelly. Yeah, for Detroit.
And then they come home and play Colorado, right? They play Colorado.
No, Detroit.
Oh, the White Sox. I'm sorry, White Sox.
Is it?
I think it's White Sox.
White Sox or Detroit? I can't remember.
If you have it by chance,
I thought it was Detroit. Yeah,
Cryptic.
No, it is the White Sox.
Yeah, White Sox.
Oh God! And we're going and wait till you see the White Sox. We're going against their ace.
Oh, really?
He's good. 6-1, 1.5 ERA. Dean Martin. Martin.
Dean Martin.
Yeah, he's good.
He's
really good.
A big pizza pie. What's up? Cryptic says this team is so hard to watch. He ain't lying, man. He ain't lying. What's up, Robert? Our good friend in St. Louis. No. Take that back. Tennessee. You go to St. Louis to watch the Giants, so that's where I always mess up. What's up, Robert? Yeah, man. Rough game. I think the Giants will get. Well, we don't know that. Hold on, Sour Shoes. We don't know that. It could. We don't know that yet, though. Let's play the games and see what happens. It sucks, man, because this is the problem. This is the problem with the Giants. They do this, and what it does is it makes the fan base go, this team ain't going to win a game the rest of the season. They're going to go 0 for 117 or something, however many games are left. It's a bad game. There's no doubt about it. And they've been playing some bad baseball. But let's not forget, over the last 3 series prior to today, they've won 2 series and they split 1. Come on, let's be honest, guys. As they say, Lou, real talk. In the last 3 series, Pittsburgh, LA, and Sacramento, the Giants have won 2 series and they split with the Dodgers. Would you take that? I mean, honestly, would you take that? Would you not take that every day? The split against the Dodgers and then take the series against the Pirates and the A's? Come on. Think about that, guys. Just think about put it a little bit of perspective. Even though the Giants haven't been doing all that great, the last 3 series are still okay, and they're still under. You know why? Matthew, I'll tell you why. Why do you think, Matthew? Because that absolutely horrendous road trip from Philadelphia and Tampa Bay. So all I'm saying is let's see what happens and let it play out. It could suck, or maybe they win a series. And if they win this series, well, now you got in the last 4, now you've won 3 and split 1. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. Oh, there. Okay. He had some technical issues. That's why you're not saying anything. Hold on. Let me get you out of here. Let me see if this works. All right. Hey, Lou, give me the thumbs up when you're ready. Okay, there, you're good to go. All right, there we go. I didn't even know, man. I thought you were just sitting there
Sorry about that.
listening to what I No, it's all good.
Oh, no, that's all right. No, I was listening. Then I had I kept going around, so I just got off and redid it. So, yeah, I just think the thing about the Giants and what makes them frustrating, and I was sort of upset with Kuiper and Alex on their show, and I keep trying to bring this up. They kept saying, I think the Giants can get healthy since they took 2 out of 3 from the A's. If you look at the schedule, okay, well, they're playing a team that's better than them on the road, Arizona. And then we have the White Sox. I don't know if people looked. The White Sox are ahead of us record-wise, and they're only a game back in their division. And they
playing good baseball. When
we play them, they just took 2 out of 3 from the Cubs, but we're going against their 3 best pitchers. Then we have Arizona, who we're playing right now. Then we go to Colorado, where Colorado is actually pretty good this year. They're no gimmies. So, I keep trying to tell you guys, we can't look ahead on the schedule. If we're thinking, we're going to just walk in and win. No, I think those teams are thinking, we're going against the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
They're thinking the same way. So you got to show up every game. You have to, and I think it's one of those things where the Giants got to worry about the game that's ahead of them, and that's it, because our team isn't as deep as we think it is. Our pitching isn't as good as we think it is. I mean, I use this line all the time. It's amazing how 24 hours. Yesterday, guys were talking about that we're going to be back at 500. And everyone, me, Eric, and Glenn said, hey, guys, hold off.
Just hold on.
If we lose, we're going to go back tomorrow. We're back 8. Once we get to 500, we're back. But it's going to be a long haul. And Eric said, at this rate, maybe July we might get 500. Guys, we're in the middle of May.
Exactly.
People don't realize how tough it is. And then what you want to do is you want to try to win series, and you want to try to win a couple more games in the month. That's right. The Giants go 14-12 in the month. That's a good month, because then you pick up 2 games. Then you go to the next month. But we, like Giants fans, look at today, and that's it. Oh my God, we lost. Well, yesterday we won, and we were going, oh my God, we're gonna go for a big win streak of 4. It's not like that. You guys got to remember the team that we have. You guys keep thinking we're like the Dodgers. We're not. We don't have that deep of a team offensively. And then when you don't play defense like this, we're not going to win many games with 3 huge errors. So
yeah, you got to play clean baseball. You got to. right? It's not hard. It's not rocket science. You got to pitch, you got to catch and throw the ball, and you got to hit.
And then here's the thing.
Come on.
Chapman tonight, 7th error of the season. Adames, 7th error of the season. I mean, these are supposed to be your two best defenders. I'm sorry, but we're only in game 40. I thought Chapman was Gold Glove. Yeah. I think last year, that's what happens. These errors, especially on the right side of the infield, they can't happen. Especially if they're going to be going 1 for 8 in the lineup. So.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and that's what exacerbates the problem is when they're not swinging the stick. Well, then it makes it even worse because it's like, okay, what can you do then? If you're not going to go out there and be able to, be offensively strong, well then, you could take a little bit of bad defense if you're swinging it, but Aaron, hey, at least they're not 500. Yeah, it's true. They're not. It's not. See, I get what you're saying, but I got to talk about this every night, man. But there's no young core ready to come up yet, Benz. You hear me, man? They're not ready. Who are you going to bring up? You just want to get rid of guys and then bring up guys just to see if they work out? It just doesn't work that way, man. There just isn't. And unfortunately, you're just going to have to wait it out because the young guys are coming. I don't know if you guys have seen, if you've been keeping track on what's going on in the minor leagues, the Giants have got some potential down there, but they're just not ready yet. They're not. You can't sit there and say, guys killing it in AA, so we got to bring them straight to the big club. It doesn't work that way. Sometimes, sometimes there's a diamond in the rough where you could bring someone up from that level and they can have some success. More times than not, they're not, though. There's a reason why they have different levels of baseball, and it's because it takes that long to get them developed. And as bad as it sucks seeing some of these guys with the big contracts sucking it up, it is what it is. But you just can't do it. But I hear what you're saying. You just want to see that younger core. I get what you're saying, and I think everybody does. Unfortunately, the timeline doesn't favor that possibility at this specific time. And here's another thing, you want to talk about the young core. There's one guy I really want to see in the rotation, and that's Trevor McDonald, but I think he's going to be on the outside looking in. I think he's going to get option to Sacramento. There's just no room. We talked about it last night, right? Me, you, and Glenn, Lou. Unless you go to a 6-man rotation or one of the guys in the rotation isn't, Trevor's going back to Sacramento. And it kind of sucks.
And then
because
Eric,
he's doing a good job.
Go ahead. And then Eric, look at Anthony. Okay. Eldridge, Susak, Rodriguez, Gilbert, and Brennan are really the first wave. Now that Rodriguez has been up here for more than a flavor of the week, is he really being a difference maker? Eldridge, is he being a difference maker? Susak, I know he's back. The guy can hit, but you got to remember, these guys came great. Gilbert, my God, he's not even starting right now when we need an outfielder because he's dropping.
He cannot hit a lefty for the life.
So we've gotten to the point now where you guys keep saying play the young. They are playing the young. And it's worse than playing some of the veterans.
Yeah.
So you can't have your cake and eat it too. It's the same thing. It's just one of those things, it's and the players we have, we're giving chances, but we expect more. We're probably 3 to 5 years away of probably having 2 guys that are going to come up and stick. But sorry, that's just the way it is.
And here's another thing too. And that's not the first wave, Anthony. That's the second wave. The first wave was Birdsong, Roop, Bailey, and Schmidt. And if you want to say even Ramos, that was your first wave. Matos, he's no longer here. Luciano, no longer here. Let's see. Is there anyone else I'm missing? That was your first wave. These guys are your, if you want to call, if you want to go by quote unquote waves, that's your second wave. But are those guys really difference makers at this particular time? No. So it is what it is, man. Turn off the game at the bottom of the first, man. I almost did too. But I was like, it's the first inning. let's see what happens, and then the next half inning, Adames hits the home run, and it was 4-1. I was like, okay, all right, let's see what happens. Then it got to 5-1 the next, and then it went to 5-2. And then in that, what was it, the fifth inning, everything came crashing down.
Fifth inning. Again, the usual. As I keep telling you every night, as soon as the fourth inning ends, get somebody up in the pen. I don't care what they're doing. We hit that fifth inning, have two guys throwing a righty and a lefty.
No. Birdsong, he had Tommy John, so he's done the whole year. You ain't going to see him for some time. Remember Reggie Crawford? I don't even know what the hell happened to him. Ibrahim was asked me, what's going on with that's a great question. I don't know what's going on with Reggie. Remember, he had that shoulder surgery, and I have no idea. AC says Ray got molly-whopped. Yeah. Yeah. It was pretty bad. Cryptic. I let my wife watch the TV to the Hallmark movie. The game was so lame. Yeah.
It's baseball.
It's baseball. Anthony Bound. Yeah, that sounds about right. Anthony, that sounds about right. Gosh, dang it, man. You know what, though? We can always drown our sorrows with a Tommy Margarita. All right, what is up, everyone? Here we go. Go check out our sponsor, Tommy's Mexican Restaurant over there in the Richmond District in San Francisco. Again, guys, you will not be disappointed. And I see Cryptic correcting some people on their Spanish.
And Eric, I do want to tell you something that I heard today, in case any of the people in the chat are World Cup fans and soccer fans. Tommy's is going to open up for the first game when Mexico plays at 12 noon, and they're going to have margarita specials. And I'm hearing rumors that if you do go for lunch and you mention Giant Sports Talk Live, you're even going to get more of a special on the margarita. So I'll find out more about it. But I think, again, I know a lot of people. I'm not a big World Cup fan, just because I'm not a big soccer fan, because tell you the truth, USA always lets me down and they're not that good. But just so you guys know, if you need a place to watch it, go out to Tommy's. Tell them you heard it from Giant Sports Talk Live, and they'll gladly take care of you.
There you go. So if you guys need a place to go watch World Cup soccer, go check out Tommy's Mexican Restaurant. And as you said, when Mexico has their first game, sounds like there's going to be some. I believe it's June 11th, that Tuesday or Wednesday. I can't remember what day of the week, but literally it's less than a month away. So yeah, it is. And it's, I tell you what, man, soccer fans, they're going to come from all over the world to come over here to watch that, because that is huge. Is there any World Cup is there going to be any games here on the West Coast?
Yeah, down at Santa Clara at Levi's.
Oh, they are going to play at Levi's. Okay, yeah. Nice.
But where's
the final going to be?
It's going to be in New Jersey at MetLife Stadium.
Oh, is it? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then the semifinals are LA and then Dallas. So
okay,
we'll see.
Nice. Yeah. But look, a lot of people love that stuff, man. I tell you, when I was stationed in Germany from 2007 to 2010, I think it was 2008 was the World Cup. Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
You want to talk about You think we're bad with the Giants, with their national teams?
Oh yeah,
dude, it's like World War II all over again. They are brutal against each other. The Netherlands hates Germany, and then freaking France hates Italy, and everybody hates Germany, to be honest with you. But I mean, it's absolutely insane and how serious they get with their soccer. It's no joke, man.
Yeah.
But as far as I guess we could talk a little bit about tomorrow. So Roop, man, there's been a I wouldn't say we don't need him to be a stopper because they're not on a losing streak, but he needs to come out and have a good game. His last game wasn't the greatest. He had a good curveball, right? His curveball was working, but his location on that sinker in his last
outing, keep us in the game and be competitive.
Yes, got to, man. You got to be competitive. Got to keep the Giants in the game, man. You don't need to have a blowout. Yeah. And then with these injuries, I don't know how that's going to play, man. I mean, Lee has been pretty good, and he's going to be out tomorrow. Man, that stinks.
Him, Adames are both out. Oof.
I know, and we don't know if Adames is. Yeah, I mean, they said it's a contusion, so I'm guessing if it's sore. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they get. It's his throwing hand or throwing thumb, I should say. I don't know how that's gonna.
And why not give him a day off? Give him a day off. These games are not important now because we're going to need them later on.
Yeah, that's fair.
If you give him tomorrow off and maybe Wednesday, then you get Thursday off. You can come back Friday.
And that's the thing. And you make a good point because he's starting to swing the bat, and the last thing you want to do is if his thumb is acting up, and it's not even that. Maybe he's going to tweak his swing a little bit because he doesn't want that pain. So then it gets screwed. It'll screw you up, man. It's
good. His throwing hand, right? You said his right hand. So
throwing, yeah, I think it was. Wasn't it? I think it was a throwing. Yeah, it was a throwing hand. But I'm just saying, the last thing we want him to do is to adjust his swing in any way because he's feeling that pain because he's starting to swing the bat well. So he may take a day tomorrow. So I guess just keep an eye on Twitter, probably around 3:00 tomorrow, and see what the lineup looks like. I'm sure it's going to be a weird one, man. I can almost guarantee it that it's going to be a freaking weird one. Was there any other Giants news? I don't think there was really any other Giants news today, right?
Nah.
Oh.
It was weird because while the Giants were going bad, I watched the hoop game, and then I was watching the Dodgers visited San Diego tonight. I mean, it was a rocking crowd again on MLB Network, and they had the San Diego announcers, and of course they won. So it's a little bit different than the Dodgers, but rocking crowd, sold out, people everywhere, and a big 1-0 win by the Padres. So,
yep. And then did you see the A's? JT Ginn had a no-hitter going into the ninth, and he gave up a single, and then the Angels walk it off with a home run. How about that? Doesn't that suck? You take a no-hitter into the eighth, and then you blow it. That stinks, man.
Yep. But again, it's when you meet these teams, when you play them. Now they're on their way down. The A's, so it happens.
He shot saying Ben Rice missed 4 games. Oh, he missed 4 days. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Give him tomorrow off and Wednesday, and then he gets Thursday off and come back Friday. He's too valuable to re-injure it.
Actually, but his defense isn't that bad. I think today it got that runner ran right in front of him, so I don't think he was able to get a good look on the ball. I mean, it happens, right? And you just don't know because yesterday I saw him play live in Sacramento, and he looked pretty damn good, with the exception of that pop fly, and that was tough. But he made some fantastic plays yesterday, and you see, I mean, yeah, look, perfect. You're going to have moments where it's just you're going to have some bad ones. It's part of the game. It's 162 games, man. You're just not going to be perfect through 162 games unless you're some kind of freaking amazing freaking fielder. Those are going to happen. Unfortunately, it happened in a time when the Giants were getting freaking embarrassed on the other side of the ball. So
And then the only reason why I brought up Schmidt and Adames, their heirs, Luis Arias, who everybody in the chat except the guys here said how bad he was defensively.
He's looked pretty good, man.
Still hasn't had one. So, it's
looks
just
pretty
one
good.
of those things. Yeah. So, but that's why you play the games. Again, we're fanatics, we're fans, and we live day to day by the Giants because we're real fans. I keep trying to tell people, you go to Oracle. When we were at Candlestick, there was probably 9,000 to 11,000 real Giants fans that would show up. It didn't matter who they were playing against. They would always go. When they went to Oracle, which SPC and Pac Bell, the first probably 8 years were all other people. They weren't real fans. Now the real fans are probably back to about 8 to 10,000. If that makes sense, Eric. They're real baseball fans, So it happens. We'll be back. We'll do the morning show tomorrow morning, and we'll do the post-game show tomorrow night. That's just why we're here. Yeah. We're here for you guys. Try to talk some sense into you guys.
And have a conversation. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. We love to have the conversation. But, what are you going to do?
Yep.
What are you going to do? It's just you got to let it play out. Got to let it play out and see what happens. And David says, same crap every few days. Yeah, dude. I know, man. I hear you. C. Davis, man. You're not wrong. That's probably the most frustration is probably the best word to describe the way that they play. And I don't want to go over it again, but it's just they just cannot get on a way. Again, they've won series, which is nice. But man, when they lose, they lose.
Yeah, they really. Right? It's like a dumpster fire. The problem is just want what we want of the Giants to be consistent. Have a consistent week, then have a couple consistent 2 weeks together. Then, if you do that, before you know it, you go 6-4, maybe 7-3 in the next 10 games. Then you get it back. But it's one of those things. Yeah, you could see it tonight after Ray gave up that slam. It was completely different. It was like, God, here we go again. Yeah,
that was rough, man. That was rough. Oh, Lou, I think we're done. Let's get the heck out of here, man. Let's get the heck out. Guys, enjoy the rest of your Monday night. We'll be back here tomorrow. There it goes. I always like them. I will not be here tomorrow, but Glenn will be here tomorrow. So it'll be Glenn and Lou for the post game tomorrow. And we'll see what happens. Let's see. Don't lose tomorrow. If you lose tomorrow, well, then guess what? You lost the series. So I'm not saying it's a must win, but man, come on, let's turn that thing around because you don't want to get walked off the field like you did today because it was bad. All right, Louie, real quick, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
No, it's just one game, but it was an ugly game. Let's see if they can bounce back tomorrow. We need Roop.
Absolutely. We need Roop. No doubt about it. And then let's see what that lineup looks tomorrow.
Yeah.
Woo, boy. I'm sure that's going to be a topic of conversation in the postgame tomorrow. All right, guys. Be good. And we will see you tomorrow night. All right. Take care, guys. See ya.
You've been watching Giant Sports Talk Live with Eric and Glenn, a Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting production.